Greetings everyone. So I have the last of my AY the same products. Smoked dried snail, and some catfish middles. Yeah, when I got this, I portioned them up and I put them into bags, which I put in the freezer. Nice dry pieces. This is a lovely piece. I'll show you what they look like when they come out. So there's a snail. I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out of the of being stewed. So for now, I'm going to wash it, or wash this portion, and I'm going to put it in my bad boy along with some onions and so on for it to soften. Now normally, and in the past, what I've done with the ones I had was I washed them, I put them on the fire and watched them. But today I don't want to stay watching, so I'm just going to use my bad boy. Okay, same products come quite clean. What you see here is the dust from pieces that have broken off as a result of the drying, but they actually come there clean. And I'm putting them into my bad boy. I'm just rinsing them off quickly and putting them into the bad boy. It's not like there's sand or anything in it. It's very cleanly done, you know, very cleanly done. This is actually straight out of my freezer. There's a lovely piece, half a piece. Okay, so these end pieces here, I'll take out my snail, but things like this bone and so on, I might just grind up and use like a sort of crayfishy effect. That's snail. This is snail. This is snail. It's amazing how they are. They're actually quite dry and, you know, very light because all the water has been smoked out of it. So there. So this is just what I have at the bottom, and as I said, I will drain off the water and use these bones in my ground up mixture for flavor. And yeah, just fish fine. So that's what I have inside my bad boy. I'll show you what I do with it after. Those are the bone ends from my washed snail and so on, and this is what I'm going to be blending. I'm going to put in 2 small onions, medium onions, a piece of ginger, nice quite fat juicy piece, and quite a few cloves of garlic. That's because I want the things nice and soft, and you know, I mean, it'll be soft anyway, but I'm just trying to speed it up and make it as flavorful as possible. I don't really use salt in my cooking either, so this is just lots of a medium bell pepper so as to provide some liquid. I don't want to put any water in this, and it's just roughly blended. Now I'll put in a bit of water, and I'm now going to add that to my meat. I'll show you when I've done my mixture with my snail and fish and some water which I added so that I have enough moisture in there. I'm going to cover it. I'm going to set my bad boy first to 150. There's on 65. I'll set it to 150, and when I hear it clicking, I will come back and turn it to low. So there it is at 150. I will come back and I'll turn it to low when I hear it clicking, and then I'll set it for maybe an hour. Yes, there we are. It's bubbling away and you can hear it, you can see it, and it's called me. So I'm going to now turn that down to 85. Now ideally I should not even be opening it. I'm not going to open it, or should I let you see what's happening on the inside? There we are. Did you see? There we are. There's what's happening on the inside. Right. And I've put it on 85. Okay. So there's the clicking. And back to here. And now I'm going to put that timer on. I think I'm going to do it for an hour. So timer. I'll show you it in an hour's time. So I'm going to go away and let that do its thing. It doesn't need me now. Okay, soon that noise will quieten down when it gets to 85. So this is my cabbage okele getting ready. I'll soon be ready with that. But in the meantime, my bad boy has switched itself off, and inside that is my snail and fish. I must say that I have stirred it up and checked whether or not my snail is ready, and it is beautifully so. So I now am going to add these ingredients. I can't hold my camera and do it at the same time, so I'll just show you. I have here a tin of organic tomato paste. You know I'm not going to use any oil, so I'm going to use that. And I have here my seasonings. I have here 1 crayfish stock cube, 2 spoons of nice pepper, a level spoon of turmeric, a level spoon of black pepper and turmeric go together, and a level spoon of fish seasoning. Okay, so I've used 1 stock cube and I've used a level spoon of fish seasoning. Okay, I'll come back to you when I've done it. I might as well just put all these in. Yeah, I'll rinse that out as well. I haven't put in my stock cube because I want to crush it. I don't want to put it in whole. Just crushing it in my fingers. So that's my seasoning. I cannot do the tin tomato while I am holding my camera, so excuse me and I'll come back. I put water into my thing to wash out as much as possible of the seasoning as I can. In the meantime, I also put some water in the tin to try and get out as much of it as possible. And now I'm going to give it a nice stir. So that's the first apart from the ginger and garlic that went in, that's the first seasoning. I'm not actually going to use any salt. I'm going to stir that in properly, and then I'll been well stirred in, cold. The bad boy is still off. I did that. I put it in and stirred it all in cold. The next thing I'm going to do is put in my okra, and I'm not using fresh. I'm using frozen okra, bindi. I don't bother recutting, it's already cut. You can get that in any shop. I particularly like to get this in Asda. Frozen okra. Now I'm going to put my bad boy back on. I'm going to put it back on to 150. When it's clicking, I'll turn it low. I need it for about 10 minutes, then I'll put in some spinach, which I'll show you when I'm ready. So that's 150. I'm not even going to bother stirring it in yet. Let it all be soft before I start stirring. You know. And I just want to point out again that the reason why Saladmaster cookware is so special is because of this vapor valve. You don't need to do any calculation. Once you put your lid on and you've made sure that there's nothing in between the hot surface and the lid, that is it. When the contents reach 85, 86 degrees, it will begin to make noise like this one here, which is my cabbage. I'm going to get ready to do that one soon. And then you can cook it at 85 for however long you wish, and or until you are satisfied. And you know that at that temperature, your vitamins and minerals within your plant food particularly remains practically intact. On average, 93% of those nutrients. And of course, the reason you can use very little salt is that things like meat and so on, they contain their own natural salt. Remember that sodium ions are used to make muscles work and things like that. So if you're a meat eater, you definitely have it in there. And you also have it in vegetables as well. And you don't need to put in too much because the cookware does not absorb any of that. It's whatever you put in there is waiting for you when you are ready to eat. Okay, I'll come back to you when that starts to, well, 10 minutes after, it will click, and then I'll put it on the timer for 10 minutes. So right now, it's just on 150, it's not on any timer. I'll let it click, it's got to defrost. Remember all that okra is in there and it's frozen, so it will take a while before the contents come up to 125 degrees and begin to let that click, and then I'll leave it for 10 minutes. I just want to share something because I've got a video on how to make your vegetable okele, and I've had people asking me what sort of consistency there should be. So this is it. This is it. You can't see any solid pieces in there. It's a mush. It's not bound together. It can't hold together. It's like a vegetable puree. That's what you want. So you want to use the minimum water possible to get you to this point. Okay, so I've blended mine. I used my NutriBlend because I know that my NutriBlend will be able to give me as much as possible without too much water. So now I've put some water into the blend to rinse it out because I don't want to waste anything, and I'm going to pour that in and I'll make my okele. I'm not going to show you the steps because I've got a video on it, so just look through and look for African bolus foods or African swallow and watch that video. Thing is clicking. It's on 150. I'm going to actually I've decided that I'm just going to finish it off now. So I've opened it because I know that the okra must be as defrosted as it possibly could. I'm mixing it in. Yeah, so I'm gonna do this, and then, as I said, it will take 10 minutes after this. So I just waited for it to click. It took its time to click, so I waited for it to click. Those of you who have seen me cook before know that I don't really like too much long water, but it will have a bit more water because I'm going to put in some spinach that will give it some water anyway. I believe in getting any water in your food from your vegetables, especially when you're cooking in Saladmaster, as much as possible, except if it is not possible. So there we are. Right, stirring that in nicely. Let the okra get in there. Oh, this looks lovely to me. Don't know about you. It looks great to me. My snail, my fish. I'm going to enjoy this today. My West African Sunday dinner, Sunday lunch, late lunch. Yeah. Don't worry about all those bits at the bottom. Those are the seasoning. And it will lift off now that I've mixed in the okra. You will see at the end that will lift off. It's all part of the taste. Okay, so the final thing I'm going to do is put in a bag of okra or spinach. You are going to see that when it's done. I'm not going to show that. I can't do both. Well, I like to buy pre-washed, so no need for me to do anything. I've just added it on top, and that's it. I've covered it. I will turn that to make sure that there's nothing in between, because as you can see, some of my stew got onto the rim. And now I'm gonna put that timer onto 10 minutes. Take that down to the 150. When it starts clicking, I'll turn it low. But in the meantime, in terms of time, oops, did I say 10 minutes? Uh-oh. Okay. Now the thing is, if you press one at a time, it goes down in ones. I'm going to make it 12 minutes so that I give it time to click. Okay, 12 minutes, and then you can look at my temperature. My temperature is at 150. When it starts to click, I'll turn it down to 85 for the rest of the time. Okay, just showing that this is my okele, and I just want to show you so that you can see how the difference between it and the mush. I like mine soft, so I could have, I mean, like if I was doing it for others, I would have put in maybe one more spoon. But you can see that it is not the just the vegetable mush you saw. You can see that this is bound. Okay, so that's my cabbage amala ready. And this is at 4 minutes. At 5 minutes actually was when I decided to turn it down to 85. I'll show you it's at 85 and it's got 4 minutes left. So I will come back and show you then. So everyone, as I said earlier, there's no way I could hold my camera and stir. So when the thing went off, I stirred in my veg, and that is my okra. As I said, I prefer mine stodgy rather than runny liquid. You cook as you wish, and I like my okele soft. So I guess maybe that's where the balance comes. But of course, you are free to do it as you will. I'll plate up and I'll show you what I've got. My cabbage amala waiting. I'll show you how it is. That's it too. That's the cabbage amala. Yeah. And now I'm going to put my okra on it, a bit like how they do abula, but of course it's not a wedu and stuff like that, but fine. Yeah. My Sunday lunch of cabbage amala with okra and spinach, snails, and some catfish. I'm more interested in that snail. Look at that one. Look at that one. Ew. I'm going to enjoy this. All right. Over and out. Enjoy your Sunday, or whatever day it is you're watching this. Enjoy.